Hey everybody, welcome. Your Saltwater Guide. I got Justin and I got Captain Al with me this morning, and we'll be talking about why are we all tied to the dock today? It doesn't make any sense. Fish are biting everywhere. It's very, very good fishing all over the place. We're going to show you some videos of Justin's last couple trips. We're going to show you what Al did yesterday, and then we're going to ask all of you to answer this question. Why is no one going fishing? What is the problem? What are we waiting for? Do we only go fishing in Southern California when there's 200-pound bluefin biting now? Is that it? If there's no 200-pound bluefin, nobody wants to go catch fish. Nobody likes to fish anymore. Everybody just likes to show pictures. I don't get it. I'm baffled. I have never seen it this slow before. You can't blame the economy. Economy's roaring. You can't blame the tariffs. The tariffs have been paused. So what is it? Is it nobody knows how to fish anymore? Nobody wants to fish? Captain Al and Captain Justin can't give their boats away for free. That's how they make a living. So I don't know what it is. I don't see the people fishing on the docks. I just don't see people fishing. Justin, Al, what do you guys think the problem is?
I drove to the boat Friday. I don't know when it was, Friday morning or whatever. Just within the last couple of days, and the bay is desolate in the morning. Nobody's even out there. I don't know. I talked to my boat partner pretty in depth the other day for about an hour about all this stuff, and he can't really put his finger on it either. He owns 42 businesses, and a few of them are not doing well. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, at the end of
If
the
I
day,
knew,
though,
I'd be busy.
I just don't get it. If I was a young man, I would fish in a puddle if I peed it. If I peed a puddle, I would fish it. I don't get it. Why is somebody's got to help me out here? The weather has been up and down. Yep, the weather has been up and down, but you can still fish. I don't get it. The other day,
I think you put the nail in the coffin right there. What you just said.
The weather. Yeah.
So I was at the boat this weekend, and there was a festival going on. And you said if I was a young man, I would be peeing in a puddle and fishing in it. Well, there was a lot of young men over there, and they had no interest in getting in the water or going outside whatsoever. So maybe that's the issue. I don't know.
Yeah, that was.
I still do. I go fishing whenever I can. I fish for anything. You know. Right now, yeah, the offshore fishing can be a little brutal right now, but everything inside of that is biting. I mean, the bay is so ripe right now; the fruit's falling off the tree. You know, the bonefish, the bass, the halibut, everything's biting out there. Halibut are always a little tricky, but halibut are spawning, man. Um, this time of year is when you can catch 25, 30 bonefish, a few bay sharks, and catch 100 spotted bay bass all in the same 5-hour trip, on a perfect day. But
Well, look what happened to the 25 of us on Don Hansen Day.
right, aquarium style fishing, basically, that's what I call it, aquarium style fishing. And then John Stanley was out in La Jolla. I think he was in La Jolla yesterday, and he only put 4 of those big old sardines in my chum tube, and he had a whole aquarium of calicos behind his boat.
Yeah, he can't count how many. I got that little video I'm going to try to put up here on the screen, but he couldn't even count how many fish he caught. He caught so many fish yesterday. The one thing he said was, but none of them were legal. Who cares? Then you don't have to clean them. My gosh, when I go fishing, I just want to catch a fish. I'm sorry. If I'm hungry, I'm going to In-N-Out Burger with Captain Al Clowers.
even though I'm not hungry, we still go, right?
Yeah, I'm like, Al, we haven't eaten for almost 2 hours. We need to go to He's like,
those calicos. Hey, I've had some reports of the guys that are catching the bigger calicos. Just got to wind around some lures down those alleyways, wind it as fast as you can, and the big ones are biting it.
Yeah, and then Justin, my gosh, Catalina, I don't know, Justin. Now there's yellowtail biting over there. There's the white sea bass biting over there. There's so much stuff biting over there. Uh, I just here's Justin's last two trips out, and I don't know, when I was running charters and when I was doing guide service, if something like this happened, I would be busy every day. I just don't I'm really at a loss of, I don't know why. Way more fun.
There's like no sound.
No,
It
it's
was really
okay.
boring.
I thought we'd be able to talk over it, but obviously we can't. But
That's classic right there. I mean, come on,
you gotta
man.
have you do the commentary over it, Dave.
yeah, well, we will. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it really bitchin'. Don't worry, it's gonna get 1 million views. But when something like that happened 2 or 3 years ago, everybody and their mother went fishing the next day. I guess the only thing I can think of is they just want those big, stinky, scummy $1,000, $2,000 bluefin that, they want to spend $2,000 on fuel and go drive around the ocean for a chance to catch one big giant fish that you can't even eat.
At
When I
night.
was young, white sea bass were like it, baby. It was all you people come out of the woodwork for them. But Justin goes out, catches white sea bass back-to-back trips, and then he doesn't have another trip for a week and a half. It blows my mind, gang. I just don't get it. And you guys are here. You guys are the people that go fishing. Maybe you can tell us why. What are you waiting? What are we waiting for, gang? What do we need? We got white sea bass, we got yellowtail, we got barracuda, bonita, bass. If you want to go for a 100-mile boat ride, you got bluefin. Is that what's the deal? What is it? Help me out. Somebody. Maybe the same reason he won't eat. This little booger head hasn't eaten food for a week. Justin said he won't starve to death, but he won't eat. So maybe that's it. When Marley starts eating, you all start fishing. Yeah, Dave Burris.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've been in the business many years, and it's a rough start, that's for sure. One of the roughest so far. I got 2 boats in the water. One of them's super economically priced. I can't do it any cheaper than that. $550 for 3 people in a bay on the bay trip on the little skiff. Nothing's just sitting there. It's unbelievable.
And like you said, the back base primed up. Fish are jumping in the boat.
If you want to learn the bay and catch fish and have a shot at some corvina and all that other stuff right now, now's the time to go, man.
I don't get it. And then I want to show you one more thing. Now there's no sound, so just relax. But this is Paul. Y'all know him. You watch the live shows. Paul's been fishing with Justin for almost 2 years now on every Wednesday, weather permitting, if not. And Paul catches not only his first white sea bass, but his first white sea bass and his second white sea bass ever in the next 5 days. Justin can't get off the dock. And I'm baffled. Here, check this out. I'm just baffled. I know, boring with no sound, but we're going to learn how to do this social media thing one day. But
they like it quiet. Them sea bass, they like it quiet.
I'll bet you everyone watching right here, at least 99% of them are all quiet too. They're like,
right.
Everyone had to be quiet right now.
They're like, I can't hear it. I can't hear. Turn up the volume. No, don't do that, because then Al will be back on here with the
Chum tube.
ghost shrimp gun.
The ghost shrimp.
It'll blow everybody's speakers out.
Everyone's volume right now is turned all the way up. And now what you have to do is, as soon as you play that, you have to play Al's thing.
Right. It would just blow everybody away. But that's what's going on, gang. And so Captain Al and Justin and I, we've been thinking, and Justin brought it up last year, and I don't know why we didn't capitalize on it, but Captain Al and I brainstormed driving around down Hansen Day. We got to spend a couple, 3 days together in his little Honda car and in a beautiful hotel room. And you know what? We're going to try this. We're going to see if we can't get this. Maybe if you guys don't want to go fishing, maybe your children want to go fishing. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. So we're going to see if this will work, and Al will explain it all to you here, and we'll see what you guys think of this. So go ahead, Captain Al. Talk to him about this.
So, yeah, we want to do, it's a kids fishing class, right? As you can see on the flyer, I don't know if you guys can see it really well, but the first date is May 31st from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., where you bring your kids down to Marina Cortez. I'll be waiting for them up at the dock. You hand them over to me, and I take them down to the Riviera. This is on the Riviera boat, and go over your basic knots and stuff like that. And then we motor out in the bay and put their knowledge into action. And with me and my deckhand both, it's maximum of 6 children. So there'll be 3 with the deckhand and 3 with me. And it's full-on introduction to fishing. And it's from 7 years old to 16 years old. So if you have children that are all fishy and on YouTube that always want to go fishing, but you can't access it, this is an avenue to do that. And I'm really excited because I have a long history, track record of fishing San Diego Bay with families with their kids. And this also it's $200, right? So this also gives you an avenue to let your kid go fishing for $200 versus booking the charter, for $1,000. So, yeah, it's really cool. It's through a really professional operation, and I have a ton of experience and a big passion to do it. I've taken hundreds of kids fishing in the San Diego Bay, obviously with their families on board. But there's been probably, 100, 150 kids that never caught a fish before. And the joy I get out of that is super cool. So I figured, instead of sending them to surf camp or this camp or that camp or whatever, you can send them to me, and I'll take care of them for 4 hours. And when they walk off the boat, they'll know a little bit more about fishing, and then it can go from there. So the sky's the limit. I only have 2 dates on the schedule right now, but I want to do 2 a day and 2 a week. So right now they're Saturday. They're prime dates for other trips, but I blocked them out for these dates, and we'll see how it goes right now. I've been getting some inquiries, so everybody likes the idea. I got these flyers going out to all my grandkids' schools and the whole Little League down in National City and stuff. So if you're looking to let your kid fast track to basic fishing, that's the place to do it. And they get to go on a nice, beautiful boat and probably fish for a few hours, 2.5 hours or so. And if the conditions are correct, they'll catch some fish.
I think it's a great opportunity, gang, to get your children involved. And Justin Justin and I talked about it last year, and then I fumbled the ball because I don't really have anything going on. So for me to fumble is kind of crazy because I don't have anything going on. But Justin's got a couple of regulars that are more than willing to donate to taking kids fishing on Justin's boat. And I'm sure there's some people down there in San Diego that want to do it too. If you can't go, but you got a little bit of extra money, you can donate the boat and Al will take the kids fishing. I don't think there's going to be a problem finding children. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing's been doing this for 10 plus years, and Donna does the Fishing Kids Club, and she had to add an extra kids club, and it sells out. And like Todd Manser was telling Al and I the other day, it sells out. The second Donna puts it up every year, it sells out in seconds. This is a way for your children to get introduced to this fishing thing. So if you're watching our show, and there's a lot of people that are, and you don't have any children or your children are growing up, but you have a little extra cash and you want some kids to get introduced to fishing, this is an opportunity for you to donate to Al or to Justin, and we'll get those kids out there on the water. And the really cool thing about it, what I was talking about last week on the podcast, now with Al and Justin and Pablo going live all the time, you can sit at home and watch these children learn the art of fishing, which is a pretty cool thing to think about. And you're all sitting there complaining, oh, these kids today, they don't do anything. They just sit in front of their PlayStation or whatever, their Xbox, and they don't go outside and they don't do it. Well, let's change that together. Let's all get together. Let's change it. Let's start taking kids fishing on Al's boat and on Justin's boat, and we're it. We can change this thing. And Al's and Justin both have perfect opportunities because they both have access to big, gigantic bays. Where Al's boat runs out of San Diego Bay and where Justin's boat runs out of Long Beach, those two areas, you don't even have to take the children out into that big old ocean where there's an opportunity for them to not feel good. They're going to be inside the bay, catching fish, learning how to fish is the number one thing I think is the most important thing is teaching them how to fish. Wouldn't you say that, Justin?
Yeah, absolutely. So last year, when I brought this up, the original plan was to do a nonprofit charitable organization for taking kids, actually kids that have families and stuff that don't have enough money to get them introduced to fishing and stuff like that. So less privileged children out fishing. But one thing led to another, and life got in the way. So that was more behind us. But now they brought it up again. So maybe we'll start looking and doing this again. I don't know. It's a lot to get involved with. So
this more personalization type of thing, though, on a six-pack boat like Al's or Justin's is just something really cool, a great opportunity. And because normal years, like Al said, boats are busy every day. Well, let's take advantage of the boats, unfortunately, not being busy, and let's get some children out there fishing. What do you guys think? Those of you that are watching the show, those of you that are paying attention, what do you guys think? Is this a good idea? More tackle boxes, less X boxes. I think it's a great idea myself. I mean, I like that, Arnie. That's a good one.
I think it's a great idea. There's a lot of moms that are raising their kids that come on my charters. There's a lot of dads that don't have any interest in fishing, but their kids are fish crazy, And then I got an email yesterday about the class, and that's my dad right there.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Bald Eagle. That was his handle forever and ever and ever. But anyway, the question was, can we come with them? The answer is no on that trip. But the option is, if they want to take their be with their kids on a trip, they just book a charter in the bay. So.
Yeah, and you got the opportunity with the two different boats, with the little boat and the big boat. There's all kinds of opportunities, gang, to take your children fishing. That's what we're trying to tell you. And you
Right.
guys watch these live shows with Justin, with Pablo, with Al. You see how much fun children have when they're out there fishing. It's incredible. And this is a great opportunity, I think, Al. Hopefully, some people take advantage of this. We get more children into this, because if it keeps going like it's going, probably in another 4 or 5 years, no one will be fishing anywhere, because no one wants to fish anymore. And children don't want to go. And if the adults don't want to get involved, the children aren't going to get involved. All I can say is I'm glad I'm old.
Yeah, if you look around, I know you don't, Dave, because your kids are raised, but if you look around at kids camps and stuff for kids to do, it's out of control. I mean, that's not out of control, but it's expensive.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
$200, $50 an hour for your kid to go out on a yacht, fishing the bay, hanging out with Captain Clowers is pretty good deal.
Yeah, my issue is, which we ran into last year, is my marina is not for it. They're like, nope, no way.
I'm clear on my marina. It's all good.
You know what's crazy is if I put a big rainbow flag on the back of my boat and I invite all those people, they're all for it. They're like, yes, that's what we want. I'm serious. But if I say, hey, I want to take kids out, less privileged kids that are unable to do this, I want to take them out fishing, nonprofit, charitable thing. Nope, can't do that. I'm like, what? Wow. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's an upside down world we're living in today.
As long as it's 6 people, my marina don't care. I tried to do the bachelorette party stuff and everything. My boat will take up to 10, and they've shut me down on that. But
maybe I'll get a hold of Todd Mance, or maybe he knows someone over in the Long Beach area to talk to.
Well, before we go any farther, gang, it's Promar Ahi USA Tuesday. We talk about Promar Ahi products always on Tuesdays. You got to see us fishing with them on Don Hansen Day. My goodness. You can't beat it. Justin uses them all the time. Al uses them. Those rock cod squirts are an incredible product. They work flawless. I mean, it makes it so easy. Captain Al's holding up a set right now. You watched it the other day on Justin's, on Saturday morning. We watched it on Justin's boat. Gets the job done so quick and so easy. There's no reason to fight it anymore. And if you post a picture on any social media with a rock cod squirt hanging out of the fish's mouth and hashtag Promar25 and then tag Your Saltwater Guide, that's going to enter you into win the $200 worth of product that Promar's giving away. So you can't go wrong. Little Jackson won last month, and he was out fishing with Justin, and you couldn't wipe the smile off his face. How many fish did that little boy catch that day? And
yeah, he caught 2 at a time. 2 at a time. Yeah, I don't know how many he caught. He got a lot, all of them.
Lisa has a comment on there. 7 to 16.
Yep. There's the QR code to get the rock cod squirts, gang, and all the other products that you find at Promar. We're always showing you great products with Promar, the Akara jig, the GT4 fluorocarbon, and all the other products that we're using on a daily basis. Tim Ogilvie just sent me a picture. I'll throw it up here. He's got a vermilion on the top and a sculpin on the bottom. We'll get this picture up as quickly as we can. But it's just an amazing, amazing product. It makes rockfish fishing so easy. And yeah, we're not always just wanting to fish rockfish. We want to catch other stuff. But sometimes we'll just stop. You've seen Justin do it many times. Can't get a sea bass, can't get a yellowtail. Take a break for a few minutes. Go out, drop some rock cod squirts down, catch a few rockfish, then go back into the shallows. Well, before these rock cod squirts came into effect, we had to tie a bunch of dropper loops for our guest. And then That would take an hour or a half hour and tie those up. Now we don't have to do any of that. We just take them out of their package, hook a sinker on the bottom, and drop them down and catch a rockfish. It's a pretty amazing product, right, Cap Mel?
Oh yeah, we were using them the other day on the boat with no squid, and we're whacking them.
That's what the best part about it is when your bait falls off and you know your bait's going to fall off, you're still going to be fishing. Many, many times I've seen Justin's guys swing on a fish, not get it, and you know he has no bait. The next thing you know, he's winding up 2 fish.
Right? No, those things are monumental, and they make them in a couple different sizes too.
So here's how I think of it on the water. You're spending money to go out on the water, whether you're going on your boat or you go on someone else's boat, go on Al's boat, my boat, a big charter boat, whichever boat you're going to go on. You're spending the money to go out on the water, and your target is, say, a white sea bass. So that's pretty much everyone's target. Everyone wants to catch a white sea bass. Normally, 90% of people, that's their bucket list. It's a hard fish. It takes a lot of talent to catch them, so on and so on. So you go out there and you sit half the day and catch blue perch, or you catch nothing. Sometimes you catch nothing at all. And now you have nothing to show for it. So what I like to do is go out and go catch or put people on fish that they're going to catch to show for what their day consisted of. Because you don't want to come home at the end of the day and go ahead and your spouse says, "Hey, what'd you catch?" "Oh, nothing. We didn't catch anything." Or we caught a couple short calico bass or something like that. Instead, you can say, "Hey, no, we tried our hardest, but we still brought home meat. We still got some meat to put in the freezer. We got some rockfish." And that's what's great about the rock cod squirts is they are very, very effective. No, I personally think that they misnamed it. I don't think it should be called rock cod squirts because it doesn't just catch rock cod. It catches everything. Everything. Calico bass come up on it. Whitefish come up on it. Yesterday, you seen us catching sculpin on it. We used it for sculpin.
There's one right there, one big one right there.
Yeah, there's one at the very bottom right there. There you go. There's a vermilion and a sculpin on it. So those things, they literally catch everything. There was a guy last year, I remember, I think it was, Joshua or something, a member of Your Saltwater Guide, caught a yellowtail on it last year. So they literally catch everything. So they're a must-have for your boat. I personally would have at least 5 or more on your boat because you never know. You may get busted off by something, or you may get it stuck in a rock and have to break it off. So,
right, order 6 packs at a time.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, gang. The QR code's up on the screen. It's up to you now to get some of those in your tackle box. Even if you only go out on sport boats, they're good to have because when they tell you, "Hey, gang, we're going to take a break from chasing tuna that aren't biting around, and we're going to go fill your bags up," you just whip out your rock cod squirts. You're in, you're done. You got your limit of vermilion. I think it usually takes 1 drop, and you got your limits of vermilion because they're almost extinct now. So you're only allowed 2. And I think anywhere, as we saw on the Dana Pride the other day, or on the Clemente the other day on Don Hansen Day, Chad anchored that boat in 250 feet of water off San Onofre, and we had limits of rockfish. I think we anchored up at 8:15 in the morning. We had limits of rockfish at 9:30 in the morning for 25 people. Pretty amazing how there's such a lack of rockfish, but you can go to 250 feet of water off of San Onofre, which has been fished hard since I was a little kid, and they're still there. It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Those fish are almost extinct, and they're so easy to catch.
It's weird how that happens, huh? Who'd ever figure they would breed and have babies?
And we caught a couple of those fish that are 100% extinct. We caught those sand bass, and I took pictures, and it was insane to see those. They're like a dodo bird. There's none left, but we caught them, so it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, there's only 2 sand bass left, and the one sand bass that we caught, or the couple sand bass that we caught in Dana Point the other day, they actually swam all the way up to Long Beach. And yesterday, the kids that were on the other boat caught them, and they grew. So they were like 16 and a half inches. Pretty cool.
Wow, that's an amazing fish. That's a crazy fish, swimming around a lot.
Yeah.
But we're being sarcastic, as you all know. There's plenty of fish in the ocean. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. We're fighting it on a daily basis just to keep fishing open. And then we're finding out we're trying to keep fishing open, but no one wants to go fishing anymore. So I don't know what we're doing here. It's weird. I don't know.
Everyone's on vacation.
It's kind of weird. And Hans, I saw your message the other day. I've been running hard. I'll give you a call this afternoon. We'll talk about some options. Gang, there's so much going on right now as far as fishing goes. I can't believe that these two guys, it is May 19th, and they're both sitting at the dock. Where you guys are asking where Pablo is, he's out on a sea trial right now on a boat he's going to run tomorrow, apparently, is what he told Justin and I. So he's kind of in the stealth mode. He's doing his own thing. We're doing our thing. We're just trying to get you guys going on this fishing thing. Another thing that Justin and I are so proud of, absolute broke the internet on Sunday morning. Justin went live with his buddies. Talk about that, and then I'll talk about the numbers.
Yeah, so we went live catching small rockfish. We had a good time. Some of them were big, maybe like 10 fish were big. But the majority of them were smaller rockfish, and they're still edible. And we went out there and crushed it. We caught, I think, like 70 or 80 plus fish, and they kept 50 exactly. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were bouncing around trying to find keeper lingcod. We could only find short ones. And yeah, how about you, Al? How was it? I think he's messaging me saying something. Oh no, that's Paul. He wants to go fishing on Wednesday. So yeah.
My next trip is not till June 2nd right now. By the way, I have an open party on June 2nd. We have 4. I need 2 more people. It's either going to be offshore, full day offshore, or full day islands, whichever's biting, or both. Might go into the islands and catch some lingcod. And it all depends what the water does from now till then.
Hopefully it stays hot and warms that water up.
Right. It needs to clean up and warm up.
There's some yellows biting at Catalina right now, like Dave spoiled it for everybody. And there's white sea bass obviously biting at Catalina.
Yeah.
Hopefully when I get there, it'll still be good. We'll see.
Calicos and rockfish sprinkled in. It's all great.
Yeah, rock fishing is always wide open, but calicos, yeah.
Grab it up on the screen. It'll be up in a couple of seconds, gang. But Justin catching baby rockfish in front of Long Beach Harbor broke the internet on Sunday morning on Your Saltwater Guide YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We had over 70,000 people watch it Sunday morning live. Absolute mind-numbing numbers. What did you say? That's 10 times the amount of views CNN gets in a year. And that was Justin's fishing. And you won't even believe it, gang. All you have to do is go over to YouTube. Any of you that are watching right now, go over to YouTube and look at that video on Sunday morning, the live fishing show. Over on YouTube, and just YouTube alone, it had 55,000 people watch it live on YouTube. On Facebook, it had over 14,000, and it was live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, Megaphone, and also on Rumble. So the numbers were well over 70,000 to watch Justin catch little rockfish. So I don't know why you're not fishing, but you're watching it at least. So thank you for that. That's cool that you're watching it. But yeah, we were both blown away by those numbers. Isn't that an incredible amount of people, Al?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's more than they hold at Angel Stadium.
Right? That's a lot of people.
Watching a live fishing show, that's crazy.
Pretty soon I'm going to need to get that Riviera hooked up because there's a lot of areas I fish where I can't do it with just the regular stuff.
We got everything to get ready to get you hooked up. What we need more than anything is we need trips.
Right.
That would be cool if we could run some trips. I don't know what the deal is, gang. I know the illegal charter operations are running full speed. We know that. They're running full speed because they're not charging any money. And if you do stub your toe or something, you better hope they have a really big house, because when you go after their insurance company, they have no insurance. But yeah, it's pretty wild. I don't understand it. But the guys that are running illegal charters that aren't charging very much, they're running some trips. But it's pretty strange. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Something's got to change here pretty quick.
Yeah, it does. Our Captain Al, when next time you go to In-N-Out Burger, he'll be the guy flipping the burgers in the back, which is cool because I'm not going to get out of the car and do it. So someone's got to do it.
You know, when I started this, I was broke, and you just, I'm serious. I quit. I was making $125,000 a year work on my job, and I quit. But anyway, make a long story short, since I've started, I always just, it's more than just believing, but you just got to believe it's going to be okay. You know, I got to do all my part, in the meantime, but, I just keep believing it's going to be okay and see what happens.
So here's the numbers right there. You can't. I know it's hard. Yeah, did you hear the cat?
Yeah.
Begging for something. But there's the numbers from the show on Sunday, gang. You can see it right there. 55,374 people watched Justin live. Gang, the reason why I'm showing you that is because if you have a business, if you watched that live show, you saw Code 4 Roofing, you saw Offshore Products, you saw Manzer Marine, you saw McCarty Yacht Sales, you saw Promar, you saw Deckhand Sports. You could have your product shown on Justin's live fishing shows, gang. It's that easy. All you got to do is give us a call at 949-374-0786. Now, I know a ton of you companies out there that sell fishing tackle love to give tackle away to pro staffers with 4 or 5 followers. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It absolutely blows my mind that in today's day and age, guys are giving away product to people that don't have a following and don't even get any views. But that we can't fix the dinosaur tackle companies. It's just impossible. They don't understand it. They don't get it. But those of you with a company that sells carpet or tires or cars or insurance, you guys probably understand marketing a little bit better than the sport fishing industry. The industry doesn't really understand marketing. They're still doing it the same old fashioned way, gang. But if you want to get involved in the biggest social media platform in sport fishing in Southern California, or just a people, we got the followers, we got the views. Now let us help you sell your product.
Right?
We got
awesome platform for that. That's for sure.
We got dropped by one company because we sold too much of their product, which still to Elliot and I doesn't make any sense to us. They're like, "Oh, we don't want to work with you anymore. You know how many you sold? Way too many shirts and hats."
No, they told you too many people used your QR code.
Yeah, that was their excuse. Too many people used your QR code, gang.
And Promar's like, hey, can we do a second day?
We'll do both days, and then we'll do the live shows too.
Do all the live shows.
Like selling product.
Yeah.
The companies that like to sell product, but the old school cut, they don't get it. Oh, Dave Hansen's using our code. Oh, we don't agree with his politics. We want men going in the girls' bathrooms. That's okay. We're not for everybody. I understand that. We're not for everybody, and that's okay. You got some product though, and you want to sell it, just let us know. We'll be more than happy. But hey.
Hey, Al, you still with us?
All right. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, buddy. Crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, if they want to find out if it works, just call Promar.
Yeah. Or
right?
any of the other. God, Manser can't buy a day off, poor guy. He's like, he needs 4 or 5 more Todds.
That's a good habit to have.
Yeah. So back to what we were talking about. Captain Al, you guys should give him a call about these kids trips. They're going to be, it's going to be a great way to get children involved in this thing. I'll put that flyer back up there for a little bit while we're talking. And John Stanley had just an exceptional day. I'm trying to download his video right now while we're talking so I could show you guys. And that was done with the with Captain Al's bait, our chum tube, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Captain Al's chum tube. Quite an amazing product that Al made. And he gave one away on the charter, the Dave Hansen day the other day. He gave one of those away, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and he only put four sardines in it that day when he did the video.
Well, that's all he could fit in there. Sardines were like the size of 2 mackerels put together.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. We need to talk about that too, and then we're going to piss off the bait company. But gang,
all right, don't buy trash, everybody. Trash is not good to buy. But if anyone wants to do an open party with me, I have every Sunday available except for Father's Day. And
I'm pushing too many buttons. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get John's video up there. But what I'm saying is that giant sardine, that stuff's garbage. It's trash. It doesn't work. I know it works for big yellowtail and it works for tuna. I don't know if you've been out lately. There's not a lot of big yellowtail and not a lot of tuna in Southern California right now. What would be really cool if pulled up to the bait barge and they had anchovies. Maybe if we, and I'm going to piss off the bait company, but maybe if we quit buying the garbage, they'll quit selling the garbage. Because it's garbage, gang. And there's so much anchovy out there, I would think. I don't run a bait boat. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're just too hard to catch. But if I was running bluefin trips and I was like, oh, these bluefin are too hard to catch, I guess I'll just catch you guys some mackerel today. I guess that'd be okay, right? If you paid for bluefin and you got mackerel, right?
Those sardines are so big you can put wings on them and look like a flyer.
Yeah, the nice thing about them, though, if you have a live bait company, you can have those in the bait barge. They're going to be there forever because no one's using them. So at least you can tell everybody you got live bait.
Cured live bait.
Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know.
The best bait right now is going to be either the anchovies or squid. If I had to pick between the two, it's going to be anchovies because you could stuff a bunch of that in your bait tank. But if you're going to be sitting and letting your boat rot somewhere, then squid by far.
Yeah, those anchovies, it's nice when you get 4 scoops of that stuff, boy.
Yeah, then you can actually fish.
You got a lot of chum.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
You get 4 scoops of the sardines and you get about 100 pieces.
Yeah, but you can't catch anything. I don't give a
right.
If you have 10 million of them.
Right.
It's worthless. That'd be like, I got 50 gallons of soy milk, but I like to drink whole milk. It's like, okay, I got 5 million giant sardines, but I can't catch a fish on them. So what's the great draw to giant sardines? I know, because people don't know how to cast an ant. Give me them 12-inch sardines. At least I can cast them. To what?
Did you see Rylan launching an anchovy the other day on the freaking boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he practices his casting like we tell everybody to. Practice. That young man.
It's not hard.
So here's that video I've been bouncing off and on the screen for and everything, trying to show everybody. I finally got it up. This one's got sound.
Oh, great. You should play one with no.
This is the way to go right here. Instant chum line. We got big sardines. Too big to use for bait. So I put about 4 of them in there. And you can see the chum line. You can see the fish in there. Look, there's calicos everywhere. I know what those other fish are. But wow, that's all it takes. No, that's how you look at all the calicos. That is all calico back there. Talk about increasing the prey density level.
There you go. A little volume. That made it a little more exciting. Right?
Yeah, those things work incredible, man.
Who
And I
makes
have plenty of them in stock right now.
Who makes those?
I do. Captain Clowers Charters.
There you go. We'll throw Captain Al's QR code up there. If you don't have his phone number, there it is on the screen. You want one of those chum tubes, especially if that's all they're going to have for bait. You just get a quarter of a scoop or a half scoop of that garbage and then put it in your chum tube. And that's about all you can do with it. John Stanley was stripping these 14-inch sardines out and using them as strip bait to catch calico bass. It's crazy. Donna, my sister, sent me a picture of the sardines they have at the bait barge, 12-inch sardines. And I hiked many miles in the Sierras up in the mountains to try to catch a rainbow trout that big. And I could just pull up to the bait barge and give them $50 and get a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, it's a big bummer when they got that stuff. The bait barge has a lot to do with successful trip. You got a bunch of junk bait. You got to weave and bob.
Well, that's kind of why that sand bass thing was so easy for those people to talk about, was because we were trying to catch 14-inch sand bass with 12-inch bait.
Right.
You can't use the sport boat's fish counts when they're using that giant sardine for bait. And as a sport boat captain, I'll just let you know that kind of takes all the excitement out of your day when you pull up to the bait barge and they got trout for bait. You're like, oh my God.
Everybody's making a nice long cast, but they're not catching nothing.
Yeah, and it doesn't help the 50 rent rods on a rent rod trip either. They're not going to that bait's bigger than any fish they've ever caught in their lives, which is pretty incredible. And now we're done. Now we pissed off the bait companies and they're not going to talk to me anymore. So nobody watches your show, Dave. You don't have to worry. Okay, good. Thank you. Yep. You can go get some hookup baits or some Promar live deception flash lures or those rock cod squirts. At least then you can catch some fish. But that giant sardine, they're good for Al's chum tubes. They're phenomenal for that.
Yeah, my chum tube loves those things.
I would also use the Ikara jig. If you want to catch something, have a fun time anywhere, either on the docks or piers or even when you're on a boat, Ikara jigs.
Right.
Yeah, that's
you get those calicos all schooled up on that chum tube. You just flip that Ikara jig out there and lift pull them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you get keyhole limpids on the Okara jig too.
That's Dave's nickname, Keyhole Limpet.
That blew your mind when I was explaining that thing. You're like, wait a minute, you didn't even go to school. How do you know this?
So I'm sure this question is in everyone's brain right now that is wondering about this keyhole limpet thing and that was there that day. I want to know the story behind how you learned what the heck that thing was called. And how did you remember the name Keyhole Limpet?
Because I used to hang out at the tide pools a lot when I was a little kid. And I know this is going to sound really weird, but yeah, I went to the library. I would see stuff at the tide pools, or I would see stuff when I was driving the whale watch boat that I'd never seen before. And then I know it's going to blow your mind, but I would go to the library. Now, I never read a book before, and I still haven't. I'm going to try to make it to my coffin without reading a book. I'm 63 years old. I have yet to read a book. And I know that's a lot to say, but I would go to the library and I'd look through picture books and then I'd see what the thing was that I saw. And I found that keyhole limpet, which was really a cool little animal. And there was a bunch of them at Doheny back in the day. And then I just learned about them and I just learned what they were. And every once in a while, just like the other day when Alan caught that on the Okara jig, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I couldn't wait to show it to everybody and explain it all to them. And that video is on our Instagram page right now, and it's got 20,000 views in less than 2 hours. It's It's going to be a viral video, the keyhole limpet. But yeah, I learned a lot of stuff by running the boats every single day and being on the water my whole life, which brings us back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the show, how important it is to take children fishing. I learned way more working on boats than I ever learned at school, because school was pretty dang boring for a guy like me with a brain that's going 100 million miles an hour all the time, and you don't want to read about it. You want to go out there and experience it and do it. So that's how I learned about all the different things on the ocean, is because I got to be out there every single day doing it. And
And San Diego Bay is a perfect place for them to learn.
oh my gosh, I can't even imagine how much fun it's going to be to go with Captain Al and watch him jump in the mud and go get us some ghost shrimp on the cigar on your little boat, and then go out there and catch bonefish and all the other things that kids are going to get turned on to by hanging out with you. Just like when they go out with Justin on the boat when Ryland's there, and he brings it down to the kids and he starts talking to the children, and they listen to Ryland, just like when we did the kids first time ever at the PCS show, Justin, when Ryland and Fisher did the kids seminar. The kids were into that.
Yeah.
Listening to kids talk to them instead of a bunch of old men.
So everyone
Saturday trips, on the Saturday classes, I'll definitely have the two oldest grandkids on the boat. They're all about it. They're all stoked.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I got to bring them on here, because all I do is talk about them, but they're in school during the week. But one Saturday, I'll bring them on the show.
Yep. We got to get them out of that school thing. They're teaching them to use the wrong bathrooms and stuff.
Yeah, they are.
I've been trying to get them out of school during the week to go fishing with me, and my daughter's not having it right now. Like, I need my fishing buddies.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Justin?
The end of this month is the end of school for probably almost all the kids. So starting in June, if anyone charters with me and you request Ryland to be a deckhand, he said he would more than like to do that for everybody. So he'll be the deckhand. I know he's going to be a deckhand once a week, he told me, minimum, because he wants to make a bunch of money this summer. So I wish it was like that for everyone in the household. Just saying. I mean, probably watching. But yeah, he'll be a deckhand at least once a week. And if you charter the boat and you request him, he'll be the deckhand. So
very cool.
Yep, that's an awesome thing, gang. Well, let's see. What else do we have to talk about? We've been going almost an hour now. We haven't. Did you guys all have fun at Don Hansen Day?
Yeah, it was cool. I really enjoyed it.
What's the new saying we got from that, Justin?
Keyhole limpet.
Hey.
Bob. We got to find Bob.
Hey.
Bob.
Hey.
Hey.
Joe Lopez, you missed a phenomenal day out fishing on Don Hansen Day. That's what you missed. You missed a great day out fishing. Don Hansen Day was incredible. Gang, we're going to do it next year, May 15th. It's a Friday this time, so it's going to be easy for you guys to get the day off from work. Fridays are easy. Everybody plans on you taking the day off on Fridays anyway. So we're going to take 20 people again, and it's going to be probably the same group, plus 6 or 7 people can be added to the group. We didn't end up with 20 people, but we ended up with 25 with the sponsors. I want to have 20 people, and I want to have 30 this next time. So I don't know what happened. I got so much going on in my life. My counter got miscounted, and yeah, we need 20 people next year. May 15th. It's going to be a Friday. Don Hansen.
How many did we have this year? 26?
Yeah, 20. We had 17 paid, and then the sponsors.
Right.
You guys. We had Al, Justin. We had the Promar guys. We had the Okuma guys. We had Chad from Hookup Baits. We had ReelQuick, Daniel. We had a good group of sponsors. We had a lot of good giveaways. My gosh, the giveaways were insane, right?
Oh, yeah. Rod and reel, chum tube, bunch of other cool 3-day fishing trip for 3-pound rock cod.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get ready to pick the teams here in a few minutes. So just stand by, guys. We're gonna pick some teams here.
We first need to find out where John Stanley is.
Yes. Anybody
Stanley, where are you? John Stanley? Paging John Stanley.
Yeah, come on, John. Stand up, John.
Hopefully he's not on a boom truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone wants to do a charter, I have multiple days this month. Next month, I'm kind of limited on dates available. So you can get a hold of me at 951-703-9442. We can do whatever you want to do, except for bluefin tuna. Not right now. Not until July.
Wait a minute. You don't want to drive 180 miles one way to maybe catch one?
Oh, hold on. Yes, I will charge $6,500, and we will go and not see him and probably catch one yellowtail. Just kidding. We won't do that. It's a waste of everyone's time.
Heck yeah.
Especially right now, they're not biting in the daytime. If you want to go for night fishing, you have a better chance.
If you want to go get them, run mushroom lake. There you go, everybody.
Hey. Al, what's your phone number?
So if you guys want to get your kids fishing, you want to go on a bay charter, you want to go to the islands, you want to any kind of fishing to the lake, give me a call, 619-800-3474.
And Steve Duncan, if you didn't get his number, he's going to say it one more time. Slow it down a little bit, Al. Say it one more time.
619-800-3474.
And he'll give him a call. He'll help you out. I don't know if you can see what he's asking, but he's a lifetime member. He needs a little help. And he always needs a little help. But no, just kidding. But yeah, he needs some help with that paperwork. There's nobody better at it. Cap Now's been doing it for 20 plus years. Yeah.
To set up the account, the website works sometimes and it doesn't work others. I had a buddy of mine that I sent him to the link and all that stuff. He couldn't set it up the other day. But my wife plays a big part of it too, because a lot of it's in Spanish.
Can you imagine things not working in Mexico? That sounds really strange.
Whatever. Well, I guess I won't say it, but if
steering doesn't work either.
If the website's not working, you just roll with it. That's what I do.
Perfect. Gang, thank you for watching the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys have some product you want us to help you sell, this is the place to do it. We got the audience. We're doing it every day. We do this live podcast every day. Tomorrow's History of Sport Fishing. Michael Folks is going to join us. We may have Tommy Gomes joining us. If not, it'll just be me and Michael talking. But Tommy Gomes may join us tomorrow. He may not. He'll let me know at 4:30 this afternoon. And then on Wednesday, Bill Varney's back from vacation. He had a nice vacation down to Mexico. So he'll be back with us Thursday, the great Kelly girl. And then Friday, I'm looking for a guest right now. We'll see what happens.
We'll be live again on Wednesday on the water.
You and Paul, right?
Yeah, Anthony's here too. But I don't know what we're fishing for yet. So it'll all be depending on what bait we get. If we get the giant horse sardines, then that's going to be an issue for all of us. A big issue. So we have like 500 pounds of fresh dead squid. So I don't really know yet. We'll be fishing Catalina for something.
Well, let's all say a prayer that they have some bait that you can fish with at the bait barge.
Yeah.
There's a possibility I might go live at the lake. If I don't get a trip on Wednesday, obviously I'm going to go to the lake. I invited Ron with me, but I'm not sure if he's going to go.
He's a good cameraman.
Yeah, he's never caught a bass, so I said, come on down and hang out.
What? He's never caught a largemouth?
No.
Wow. He may catch one with you.
He might. It's getting a little tougher now, but it's still pretty good.
And everybody say a prayer that Marley starts eating. Justin promised me he won't starve to death, but he won't eat. He's madder than hell at us that Ron's not. I don't know. He fell in love with Ron when Ron was babysitting him when we were in Iowa. And since we got back from Iowa, he won't eat.
What's his favorite food?
Mealworms, bananas, green beans, asparagus, and papaya.
And he won't eat none of it, huh?
We got a refrigerator full. I got a plate full. I make him breakfast every morning, and it sits there. This is all I can do. I hold him. I have this Pediasure, and he'll have a little bit of that. Don't be so angry. But he won't eat no food, man. It's a weird thing. But
he ain't got much body weight on him. He better start eating pretty soon.
We don't know what to do. We're not monkeyologists. I just go to Justin all the time, and the first thing Justin tells me is, "I told you not to get a monkey." And
See, if he was mine, what I would do, from experience, is lock him up in his cage, don't let him out, and tell him they're primates, they're freaking people, they're humans almost, and tell him he'll understand you. You're not coming out until you eat. You're not going to come out until you eat. I'm going to go every hour. You're not coming out until you eat. Give him some food. You're not coming out. Just be stern. It's hard to do, but.
Tough love, Dave. You got to do a little tough love.
He just sits there and stares at me with those big brown eyes.
No, I wouldn't feed that to the snakes. Heck no, I would sell the doggone thing. That's what I would do. I would be like, see ya.
Yeah.
Those little monkeys are too expensive to feed to my snakes.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I don't have a snake big enough to eat them.
Yeah, I don't think we could do that. Just like Kelly and I talk, we don't think we could give them to anybody down here. It's just, we're stuck. Stuck with this little booger.
You just need to put him in his cage, lock him up, and say, you're not coming out until you eat. He won't starve himself. He will not do that. He'll get super skinny and be like, oh, damn. All right, I'm going to listen to my dad now. And he'll start eating. But he knows he has you wrapped around his finger.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He knows it.
Yeah, we just went out for a nice long walk around the neighborhood. It doesn't matter. He runs the show.
When he's on your shoulder and you go look at him right there, he makes a little like, hi, Dad. That's the thing. As soon as you look at him, look at him right now. See? Hi, Dad. Every time. He knows he has you wrapped around his little finger.
Oh, yeah. He's got
kisses. He's like, look at him. He's like, hi, hi, hi. Uh-huh. See? He's got you big time.
Oh, it's sad. We don't know what to do. Get more food. Okay, you're going to get locked in your cage. Justin said, I'm going to lock you up. So if he's in his cage tomorrow during the show, you know he hasn't eaten yet.
Now he's arguing with you now. He's like, no.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching again today. I really appreciate all of you, all your views and everything. And please try to figure out why you're not fishing and let us know. That's the new question. Next Monday, we want a real answer. All right. Have a great day. Turn off the news. They're all lying. This is the only place you